Dear viewers, my name is Abdul Qayyum and I'm a professor of English. Welcome back to my channel, dear viewers, The Knowledge Tower, and I hope so that you might have seen my previous videos which I uploaded from time to time. And if you have not watched, I will give a link in the description so you can share them, like them, and also press the bell icon in order to be notified with the latest videos to be uploaded. So in this case you will not miss any video. Today I am going to talk about a very important topic, that is about General Training Module IELTS. So actually I will give you an overview of 4 skills but in 2 different videos. In the first video I will cover about listening and writing. So this is in fact number 1 and 2. So number 1 and number 2. So these 2 skills I will cover and give you an overview about that. So let's start with this one. So listening. Listening is one of the important skills and modules in IELTS assessment in general training modules. So there are 4 sections in fact. So section 1, what kind of text you are supposed to hear or you are supposed to hear in listening in this section 1. That is conversation or a dialogue about general topic. For example, transactional purpose. It is this type of dialogue is about transactional purpose. What is transactional purpose? It is about finding information about say travel or some other kind of topic, whatever is there. So that is called transactional purpose, that is finding information. And section number 2 is about a monologue. Monologue is about events in the community, any event in the community which is there. For example, we have different types of events. We have birthday parties, we have graduation ceremonies, we have some other wedding anniversaries or wedding functions or get-together functions or any other kind of functions. So you will listen to that monologue about that, and it will be primarily focusing on the events of community. And so number 3 section of listening will be based on conversation. This conversation will also be about 2 to 3 people who will be talking about a topic of academic context. So the topic related to academics. For example, a student advisor will be talking to the freshers who are desirous to get admission in a university or college. So the student advisor will be talking to them, telling them about the university and the goals and the responsibilities and the regulations and such kind of other rules and regulations of the college and other type of essential information required by the freshers to get admission into the college and university. So that conversation you will hear, and then between a student or a tutor or as I said about an advisor discussing an academic issue or a problem. And then we have number 4 section in the listening skill or module, that will be once again a monologue in an academic context. That is also, for example, a person or a student advisor or a president of a university or a college will be talking about the overall image and the purpose and the aim of the university. So it will be a kind of lecture in a monologue. So you will listen to that and answer the questions accordingly. So one more thing which is important, that in listening, you will listen the listening once. It will be a recording which will be displayed, which will be listening only once. You will listen it only once and it will not be by second or third time. So the duration about that is also 40 minutes and 40 questions and 30 minutes plus 10 minutes. 30 minutes means this is meant for listening all the questions in the module, listening module, and then 10 minutes in addition to that will be given for transferring your answer on the answer sheet. And so as I said, be mindful about the time limitation which will be given. So 40 questions, 40 marks. One more thing which you need to understand is about section 1 and 2. Section 1 and 2 are of social context, while section number 3 and section number 4 of listening is about academic context. So this you need to understand, and accordingly you have to prepare it. And what type of tasks are expected in listening section or module of General IELTS? Some of these, for example, there are some, you have to take some notes. So you will listen and take notes. So this is one of the tasks. There might be some summary type of questions as well, and there might be some questions about flowchart and completion of sentences, and then you have some MCQ type of questions, and then short questions or answers, etc., or sentence completion, as I said, and then you have labeling, diagram. A diagram will be given and you have to listen and label those different parts. Then you have to label plan or map as well. Any plan is given and numbers are given in the plan 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you are listening you have to talk about plan steps which are there in the plans, and you have to write what type of steps are there in necessary. Then you have classification and matching types of questions also when you're listening. Now let's proceed to the writing. So writing is also a very important task in general training module of IELTS, and this also tests your effective writing skills. And I want to make it very clear in the start that writing for general training module and academic training modules are different. They are altogether different. They are not same. For example, I will talk about academic writing skills later on in my another video. But for the time being, we have to focus on writing for general training modules. There are two tasks in the writing of general training modules in IELTS. So task number 1 and task number 2. In task 1 of writing module of general training IELTS is writing a letter in response to a given situation. Any situation is given and you have to write in response to that given situation a letter. And in section 2, task 2 of writing, you need to write a discursive essay on a given topic, issue, or a problem solution essay or something like that. Discursive means argumentative essay in which you have to give reasons and prove some kind of thesis. So it might be 3 paragraphs or it might be 5 paragraphs. So better to write according to the limitation of time. Time management is very important. You check your time and accordingly you should write the paragraphs. Paragraphs should be short and to the point and covering all important information. As I said about descriptive or discursive or argumentative essay, it could be opinion essay, it could be problem or an issue to evaluate or supply solutions or compare or contrast type of essays. And in addition to this one, you can gain this confidence in writing and improve your writing skills by constant and systematic practice. Take topic every day, one topic every day, maybe argumentative, maybe problem solution, maybe social topic, academic topics, and you start writing every day, and this practice will enhance your writing skills. The total duration which is given in writing skill is 1 hour. So you have to manage your time, and in task 1 and task 2, the time duration is, for example, in task 1, the time duration is 20 minutes, and in task 2, the time duration is 40 minutes. So within this, you have to cover your writing tasks and assignments. And as far as word limitations are concerned, in task 1, you have to write about 150 words, while on the other hand, in task 2, you have to write 250 words. And some of the important areas that you are assessed in writing module in general training IELTS, number 1 is task response. Task response. Number 2, that is coherence and cohesion. And number 3 is lexical resource and vocabulary or diction. And number 4 is grammar, range and accuracy. Now, as far as this task response is concerned, in task response you have to, the examiner checks that the question which is given to you in either task 1 or task 2, have you responded that or you have not responded. So it is very important that task response should be there. And relevancy, it means it will show relevancy, and all other, as I have already pointed out, these all things are very important. Your grammatical structure, your lexical resource, and your appropriate sentence construction and ideas, everything should show fluency and accuracy. And this is the end of the overview of these 2 skills, and in my next video I will talk about the other 2 skills, that is reading and speaking skills. So for the time being, if you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe my channel, The Knowledge Tower, and also press the bell icon so that you should not miss any video to be uploaded in the future, and you can benefit from that. Till the next video I will upload. Thank you very much and take care.